Welcome to the Dork Forest. Jackie and her pals will never bore us. Shameless confessions
about our obsession
will make us laugh and smile. So let's explore the Dork Forest and dork out for a while.
Hi, Rangers. It's me, Jackie Kashian. Welcome to the Dork Forest. It's 2024. Let's do this. Here's the credits, of course. Mike Ruekberg sang that song at the beginning, and he wrote that song, and he sang it with Sarah Cohen, his wife, and he will sing the Mexican hat dance at the end of the program. Also, Patrick Brady, still putting this together. Video, audio, all of it. He's amazing. So, and Vilmos doing JackieKashianStore.com. Squarespace is doing the regular Jackie Kashian page, and I'm thinking of moving the Dork Forest and dorkforest.com away from WordPress because it's driving me nuts. But those are the credits. But if you go to JackieKashian.com, you can get Dork Forest merch. You can get my stand-up merch. You can get my stand-up CDs and DVDs, which you'd have to have devices for those. You can also see videos and find out any number of things. I have another podcast called The Jackie and Laurie Show, but the Dork Forest is the flagship. 18th year. We're doing it, you guys. You can go to my Bandcamp or my YouTube for extra content. Please donate, is what I'm saying. It's 2024, and I think we've been in this long enough. Why don't you guys, everybody send me $100? That's what I'd like you to do. You can PayPal me. There's links all over the pages. You can Venmo me at Jackie Kashian. You can find me at a stand-up show and hand me a sweaty wad of 20s. Do something. But I love doing the show. I would love to make some money, is what I'd like to do. In other news, I'm sure there's more things that I should talk about, but I can't think of them. But let's listen to who's going to dork out about something, because that's my favorite part. Thanks for listening, you guys. You're all great. Let's get into the show. It's the spoilerist of the spoilers.
3 new superhero movies in the last 2 months, 3 months,
right. And we have been on holiday, so I don't have a Dork Forest for Tuesday, and we've been meaning to do a spoiler one for the Thunderbolts.
That's right,
which was months ago,
which was in May, I think.
Yes, and then Superman came out, right? And then yesterday, with some jet lag, but we did it.
We did it.
Went and saw a little Fantastic Four.
We did in 3D.
Which was unnecessary, I thought. What do you think?
Yeah, it was not necessary.
Okay, so what everyone, Rangers, what you should know is that this is super spoilery. This is literally
very spoilery. Do not listen.
This is going to be, do not listen unless you don't care.
Right.
And then listen, and then when you watch it.
And we'll also make sure to tell you when we switch from Thunderbolts, which you may have seen because it's old now.
Right. To Superman.
Right.
To Fantastic Four. Right. And what you should know is I'm talking with Andy Ashcraft. You might know Andy Ashcraft from my life. We're married, and it's exciting. And hello. And we just got back from a very nice holiday and a very good show in London. And Andy is off to do gaming stuff at Gen Con, the best con for board games in the US of A. Is that correct?
It is. It is the best 4 days in gaming. That's their slogan.
That's their slogan? Well, why would they lie? And it's in Indianapolis. You're going to run your game, The Hero Instant, correct?
I am.
Tabletop role-playing game. Is there a log line? Is there a pitch that is it all full up anyway?
Well, actually almost. I checked last night, there's 13 seats of the 15 full for the big game. So we're running a game with my friends Eric and Curtis, and we're going to run a game that is 3 tables big, 3 GMs in 3 timelines. It'll be the teen sidekicks of the Justice Society of DC lore.
Okay.
The Teen Titans, they were working back in the 40s.
Okay.
The Teen Titans of the 1980s.
Okay.
And then the Legion of Superheroes, who are teen heroes from the 30th century.
Okay. So nothing current.
No. We decided
the 40s.
The Teen Titans are still around. And in fact, we're kind of using the Teen Titans Go, the animated Teen Titans.
Oh, okay.
So, but they're basically the Teen Titans Go Teen Titans are the Teen Titans of the comics from the 80s.
Okay. And
So
they all have superpowers, and those superpowers have been replicated in your tabletop
that's
role
right.
playing game
My
that
role
you have
playing,
invented.
that's right. And
That is
I'm
yeah.
trying to get it out into the world, to publish it out in the world. In fact, I'm
Right, called the Hero
updating the
Instant.
website today, so
This
people
very
can
day.
go and look at the website.
So it's
Soon.
apropos that you and I would discuss at length superhero movies.
I love me
which
some
I am-
superheroes.
And you love a teen superhero more than anything, honestly.
I do.
On
None
the
of
whole.
these movies are teen heroes, though. So
No, but they're all actually quite good. We liked all three of them.
we did very
We were
much.
predisposed to like all three of them.
Yes,
But I think they are three of the better ones in the last several years. I mean, I really liked.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I think that they've been pretty consistent, but then some of them
Yeah.
have been a little too jokey for me.
Yeah,
Like I've liked parts of it's easier for me to actually say the things I don't like, which is a different podcast,
right.
than to say and the ones I didn't like, I even liked parts of them a lot.
Right.
So
And we'll say so. It's probably good to preface this and say we've been watching one of the movies that most people in the Marvel universe that most people like the least, which was The Eternals.
right.
And we've been watching it on the back of airline seats as we fly
for the
around.
for the last several weeks. Yes.
And it's great. There's nothing wrong with that movie. It's a
That
perfectly
movie is
good
super
movie.
good.
Yeah,
It's a great
There's-
superhero movie.
it is
It's got
underrated.
great humanity.
People have
Underrated.
bagged on it because I don't know why. It's
It might have
it's a perfectly
been
good
too
movie.
many characters. It might have been
Right.
not action-y enough right away.
Maybe so.
Or
Although
in different ways. I mean, I can't
Yeah.
tell what was wrong with it. But when you watch it, it has more of a human drama kind of vibe to it
Mhm.
with action scenes in it than a real comic booky kind of cartoony kind of thing.
Yeah, even though it's still got really cool action scenes in it.
Amazing action scenes in it, really, and people have good actions.
But I do think
Like they
it's
have
more
good
of it's a
superpowers.
science fiction story. It's not about the people of Earth at all.
Right. At all.
It's about
There's almost
it's
no one
about
that they
these
interact
aliens that come to a planet, which happens to be Earth. They help raise these people to civilization, and then have to protect
Find out
them.
why they've done it.
Right. Find out why they've done it and
So-
have to protect themselves.
Mhm.
And it's it's a really good science fiction story, but I think that might be what has thrown people off. They don't realize that they're coming in for science fiction.
As opposed to, I don't know, like
Typical,
a spy movie.
yeah, spy
or-
movie. Like, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
You think about the different genres that Marvel has done, it makes sense
Right.
that they would go a different. Are there any other, would you say, are there
Mhm.
any other science fiction Marvel movies out there in the Marvel Universe, MCU?
um,
I don't think there are that I can think of.
well, not in that sense, not in that sort of like classic science fiction way. There's certainly, I mean, all of the Guardians of the Galaxy are all set in space, so they're all science fiction.
But they're more space opera, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. They're very much space opera, not science fiction. This is really science fiction.
It's sciencey fiction
Right.
and science fiction, and it has a little bit of that plotting thing that I can sometimes shy off of with say your Gibsons. Is it William Gibson?
William
I don't
Gibson.
know.
Yeah.
Yes. Your the Foundation guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. You can assume that I am willing to suspend my disbelief. We don't need to plod through the science of a lot of this. I'm good.
Right.
But-
And I don't think it does. I think, well, one of the things that now we're not even talking about the three movies that we decided to talk about, but we've been watching that a lot, so we'll get to them.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things I think that Eternals does extremely well is it introduces us to 10 new characters,
Right.
and by halfway through the movie, you know exactly who all of them are.
That actually was harder for me.
Was it?
then yeah, it wasn't the third or fourth time I watched it. It was fine.
Yeah.
And know
okay.
that when I watch movies on the back of a chair on the airport, my focus is not.
Right. You're also reading, listening to music, and playing a video game.
Right. I'm not listening to the movie. I'm usually reading it on captions.
Right.
And then I'm listening to music, and then I'm either playing a video game or I have a book in my hand.
Right.
So,
and sometimes both. Sometimes both.
Well, I don't know how. I will switch sometimes from to from. Anyway, but the point being is that Eternals is definitely worth watching again.
Yes.
Especially if you're flying, honestly. Because it's easy.
It's great.
Yeah. And Brave New World is another one. Captain America Brave New World, which got just sort of it did really well in worldwide. Like it broke 200 million.
Okay.
It did all the things that you wanted it to do.
Right.
But like I mentioned it the other night, and someone said, "Oh, I hear it didn't do very well in the box office." I was like, "It did. It broke. It did fine, and it was actually a really great movie."
Yeah.
I mean, there's my favorite line. One of my favorite lines, of course, is the new Falcon. Who
that's right.
is the fact that that's the most Miami thing ever. That's very. Their relationship is wonderful.
Yeah.
The relationship between Isaiah, the original Captain America, Sam Wilson, Falcon Captain America, and the new Falcon, whose name I'm forgetting. Jose?
I
think it's Jose, but whatever.
Don't remember. Let us move to the 3 newest additions to the superhero genre that we're watching. That's right.
And Thunderbolts came out, which
AKA the new Avengers.
Right, which they didn't even wait through the weekend to rename, by the way, which is weird. It was a day one spoiler, but it's not. I mean, just the title of the movie. It's fine. The fact that they named the Thunderbolts after her Pee-wee, this is getting super spoilery.
That's absolutely my favorite thing. My favorite little detail that they changed out of the comics for the movie is that the name Thunderbolts came from her Pee-wee soccer team, which is awesome.
Right. And where do they come from in the comic books?
0 wins. Pee-wee soccer team.
Red Guard, right? That we have the information that she played. You know that Alexi is her dad from the original Black Widow movie, the one Black Widow movie. So
that's right.
Where Francis
dad
introduces
I mean, the only dad she knew because she was so young when she started training, and then
So Francis Pugh plays the White Widow.
Yep.
Who is the new Black Widow essentially?
Right.
Because she was in the Widow program.
That's right.
Is the raising up little girls to be murderers, I tell you.
And spies and murderers and we got to see another. We should point out that we actually saw somebody else raised in the Red Room in the Captain America New World Order.
Oh right, that actress.
Yeah,
who was that character?
That tiny little gal who was the security advisor to the president
for Harrison Ford. Yeah, for Red Hulk.
Yep.
And so also, the Widow Room's going to come back.
Yes, I think so. I think that there's going to be plenty of those.
I have a question that I asked, but I did not get an answer to, which is how was the Thunderbolts named in the comic books? Do you remember? It was a mountain, right?
Well, yes, but no. They the whole team was a construct by Baron Zemo.
Bad guy Baron Zemo?
Bad guy Baron Zemo.
Captain America villain, right?
Yes, right. Had created whole new personas for himself and 6 other supervillains to be superheroes at a time when all of the other superheroes were all off planet.
Oh, to pretend that they were them?
No, not to pretend that they were them, just to pretend that they were new superheroes.
Oh.
So they came in and they called themselves the Thunderbolts.
Oh, which is they just called themselves the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, it was all just it was completely crafted by Baron Zemo, so presumably he workshopped it.
Right. And then weren't the Thunderbolts then co-opted by like Norman Osborn later? Is that when I started reading comic books? Or
kind of, but no.
when did they become good guys? Like bad guys that turned into good guys?
So that was it was Kurt Busiek wrote the series, the original series of the Thunderbolts in the comics. And the premise was that these bad guys, by going out and pretending to be heroes, they started to become heroes. And
it backfired on Baron Zemo.
And some of them, depending on some of them became truly heroic, and some of them did not. Some of them stuck to their roots.
Right, their bad guy ways.
But and then that was sort of the interesting thing about it, is that they truly ended up being mostly, heroic, with the exception of a few people who were still trying to ha ha ha, one day we'll use this, but to do what? To save more people?
Right. Proof that if you do good deeds, you become a better person. It's
right.
It's fake it till you make it.
It's fake it till you make it, and they did, and most of them
Who became good guys from the Kurt Busiek team?
Screaming Mimi was a villain who had sonic powers, and she became Songbird. Oh, and Songbird became an Avenger at some point. She actually goes and becomes a full-on hero. Yeah. The Beetle villain. Spider-Man villain becomes Mach 4, Mach 5. I forget his actual name. But a flying armored guy. I mean, he was a flying armored guy as the Beetle, but he just had slightly different flying armored guys. Yeah. And he became a good guy. Okay. There was. Yep.
Go ahead.
There was a. Kind of a half good guy, half bad guy, giant man who became Atlas, and he became a
Pym Particle guy. A Pym Particle guy.
A Pym Particle guy.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
And Baron Zemo stayed, of course, villainous.
Can you remember who else?
Moonstone became Meteorite, and she, of course, is a psycho, and she's still a villain.
Right. Moonstone is still Moonstone. Still
right.
Out of her mind.
She will go on. And so you were talking about what happened with when Osborn took over. He took over the Avengers and created the Dark Avengers. And he basically recast the superheroes. So Moonstone, who was Meteorite, then became Captain Marvel or Ms. Marvel in the in the Dark Avengers.
That's right.
So that's how that connection.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And then there was the Fixer, who became.
He stayed a bad guy?
Yeah, he was another Spider-Man bad guy who became kind of okay. He was their tech guy, so he basically made all of their tech.
Oh, okay.
And I think that he ended up being pretty good by the end of the. And in fact, I think that Yelena. The blonde Black Widow,
Belova.
Yeah, Yelena Belova shows up. I think that she first shows up in Thunderbolts too.
I think she must. That's where I think so. These Thunderbolts that are created here are not the Thunderbolts from the comics at all.
Not at all.
But they all have this in common that I thought was that they had all been created.
Yes.
And became sort of bad guys against their will. Except for U.S. Agent, who was just kind of a psycho.
Right. I mean, he's just a douche.
Yeah.
to start with. But, he's kind of got his heart in the right place. He just doesn't have any ethical center.
Yeah, he needs to be surrounded by people who tell him what to do. He's very much a soldier.
Right.
As opposed to...
He's honestly a great character. He's one of my favorite characters of this whole thing.
In the movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and just in the movie, and also in the Captain America and the Falcon series, where he was introduced, he's just a great character.
He really is. And so let's talk about the movie. So we are introduced. they're all set up to be
they're all set
thrown
up.
away.
Yeah. Veep,
Valentina
Day, whatever.
yeah.
She sets them,
Fontaine.
she's covering her ass after failing to create some sort of super soldier program. Under the sort of rogue, not using American money, but not anyway. And then it fails, and so she doesn't even have anything to show for it. And she's covering her ass, and so she's cleaning up everything that has to do with it. And she's getting these various assassins. She's hiring these assassins to go and kill anybody involved and blow up all the remaining documents,
all the evidence,
and all the evidence. And then, of course, she has to get rid of them.
Yes,
so she sends them right. So she sends them all to the same place, telling them each that one of the others is there to steal stuff, and that they should kill them. And then she's going to basically trap them all there and burn them alive.
And thus creating a team.
And thus she created a team who are going to come after her, or not really. They're going to try to escape her.
Right. That's what I think is interesting. They're like, well, let's not go get her. Let's go figure out how we can just get away from this and then dissolve into the ether.
And so the 4 that she sends there.
5 with Taskmaster.
I don't. Are you?
Because
remember,
it's Red Guardian.
Guardian and Bucky. They come up. They join later. Yeah.
That's right.
So it's just Yelena,
Taskmaster, Widow, Ghost, and U.S. Agent.
That's right. It's just the 4 of them.
Okay, so and then 3 left because they killed Taskmaster.
Right then, I was shocked.
Right out of the gate. Do you think they did it because Taskmaster and Ghost both wear helmets and they're both women? And it was going to be too confusing for people?
Possibly. Or possibly
weird
because
casting choice?
Yeah, or
I was sad. I was disappointed.
I was kind of sad too, because I thought that the MCU version of Taskmaster was so different from the comics version of Taskmaster that I thought it was really, really interesting. And so it was I thought it was a bit of a waste for them to kill her, but they do.
Mm-hmm. They do. And then we move on.
And then we move on. Right, exactly.
Right?
There's a line.
Now we have Ghost.
They're like, well, we all had rough lives, and then they die. You're like, wow,
right. All right.
Bleak, but it's a bleak moment. It's a bleak moment in the film.
Right.
What I like about the film is it goes from this sort of bleakness to hope. And I like that Red Guardian is the instigator of that.
Right. He's the one who keeps reminding them all that they could be superheroes
Mm-hmm.
and that they should have hope and that they shouldn't give up.
Right.
And you start a limo company. You got to have hope. It's a real belief system right there.
It is.
So
it is. And so, but they, in the process, they meet Bob, who is one of the last remaining test subjects of the super soldier program.
Right.
And
which is
Valentina
called...
did not know that he existed. And so he was going to be burned up with everything else, had her plan gone through. But no, they free him.
They save Bob
accidentally, and then he helps them get out.
Mm-hmm.
And then he realizes that he has superpowers.
Right.
And takes off, and he saves them. He helps them get out, realizes he has superpowers as the government is killing him. But of course he can't die because he is all super soldier. Yeah, and he's the Sentry from the comics. And he's crazy.
The powers of? Yes, he is sadly manic depressive and bipolar, and all of these things that, like, you can tell because of how many people I know who have these things, because they don't diagnose it in the movie at all.
No.
But they just say, he just talks about being depressed, and then he talks about being psyched.
Right.
And then he
describes it very well.
And he has memory loss when he's out of it.
Right. When he's super up, and then he's super down, and then
right.
But it turns out that the super soldier program has worked, and now he is super strong and super tough, and he can fly,
Yep.
and he's super fast.
Is he
and
the super? Does he have Superman's powers essentially?
more or less? He doesn't have some
Superman's
of the
power
weirder
set?
things like the laser beams out of the eyes or the cold
And
breath.
the cold breath. Okay.
Right, but he's the
But other than that,
otherwise,
yeah.
he's the cape guy.
Yeah, he's the guy in the cape.
And so Valentina gets hold of him, and she kind of butters him up and convinces him that he's special, and because she's good with words,
Yep.
and he stops the Thunderbolts from killing her, which was their plan,
Right.
and then
Because Bucky and Alexi get involved at
right. Yeah. So
in
when
the
they
middle, like
after
there's
they
some
escape,
sort of weird chase.
right after they escape from the mountaintop where they were supposed to have been incinerated, they meet up with Alexi,
Right.
who's come out
In
to
his
warn
limo.
her because he's figured it out
Yes.
because he happened to have by a ginormous plot intervention. He's picked up Valentina in a limo and heard her plans and put it together.
Right.
And
Because she's just telling her assistant in the back seat.
Right, and has somehow
So nobody listens.
driven
Yes.
from Washington D.C. to the Pacific or to the Southwest to Arizona somewhere in a limo
In a day.
in a day.
That can't go over 55.
right.
When
in
it
a
comes
limo
to the
that-
chase.
right, and then they get chased down by government goons. Here's something else I want to talk about. Government goons in
Yep.
full face masks get slaughtered by the hundreds, at least by the
Right.
dozens.
Dozens, I say.
Dozens. I mean, just and
Right. And they're not soldiers. They're clearly CIA Valentina troops.
yeah, they're Valentina's, under the
guys of
yeah. They're clearly not in any sort of chain of command that doesn't go anywhere except for Valentina. And
Right.
so it's hard to say whether they're like army
I think
guys
they're mercenaries.
or they must be mercenaries that she's hired.
They've got to be stormtroopers. They kill them too quick.
Yeah. And there's no
You can't
who cares?
kill
There's-
U.S. Army. Yeah,
right.
you can't kill the U.S. Army without other U.S. superheroes commenting.
Right. So it's weird to me. I'm gonna talk about real life for a moment.
Okay.
These ICE thugs are going around wearing full mask. Like do they not see the movies?
Right.
These people. It doesn't end well for these people when
No.
you put on jack boots and full face masks and
Like you're in the Watchmen. Yeah.
and you're in the and you're no those guys had identities, right?
Right.
These people, these are just identity-less.
Right. They're stormtroopers.
They're stormtroopers. Stormtroopers
Right.
don't end well. Stormtroopers
Right.
die.
Are stormtroopers
killed
are cannon fodder. Yes.
and killed and with and nothing
And
bad
nobody mourns
happens
them.
and nobody mourns them. Right.
Nope. Yeah.
So okay, all right. Rant over.
Rant over. It seems giantly unlikely that any of my listeners are work for ICE. But
No.
let's just say, as a quick PSA,
If you
don't
do,
work for ICE.
please don't.
Please don't,
Right.
because that is not a job. That's a fetish. It's a cruelty fetish, and it's not going to end well. And no one in your family is proud of you.
I
And
mean,
you know that because you're wearing a mask.
we love superhero stories because they're power fantasies.
Yeah.
And so we understand power fantasies, and we get that,
Mhm.
That might be a power fantasy for some.
Yeah.
But you know what? Be a hero, be a superhero. Don't be
the hero.
Don't be a stormtrooper. Be a superhero.
Andy Ashcraft, author of The Hero Instant. And so we go back to the Thunderbolts to talk at length about how Bucky and Alexi.
Right.
Now
right.
they're all-
and
now they're
then
a
Bucky. Then so they're being chased by these thugs, and they can't go over 50 miles an hour in this old car, and they're about to get taken. And of course, Bucky arrives and saves the day.
saves the day, the Winter Soldier.
Right.
The perfect casting for Thunderbolts because he was raised to be a bad guy, and now he's a good guy.
Right. He
And
was a
so
bad guy for 40 years.
Right. And Yelena Belova, the White Widow, is the heart of this movie.
Yes,
right?
very much
and
so.
Alexei and Yelena's
But really, it's Yelena's movie. She is the lead.
Yes. And so she is the one who talks to Bob, who is the Sentry.
Right. And
she is the one that connects with Bob.
She connects with him. Alexei's trying to connect with her.
Right. But as they go through, everyone who touches the Sentry goes back in their memories to one of their worst memories.
That's right.
Their sad sack memories, right?
That's right.
So,
and it seems like he might be able to be there with them in that. Like he might recognize
there's trauma. Like there's trauma. He brings them back to some huge traumatic moment.
Right.
And he does it with the U.S. agent. He does it with Belova. Yep. He does it with Valentina.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. And
she does not learn a lesson from it.
Right. She does not learn a lesson. And then he goes rogue, and her assistant kills him, hits the kill switch.
Right.
Supposedly.
Right. But it doesn't work.
You know, and he becomes the Void.
Right. And he becomes his darker alter ego, which is also true in the comics. He has the dark alter ego in the comics as well.
Right. He has that bright yellow suit when he's the Sentry.
Right.
And he has darkness.
And then he becomes, just a dark matter, a dark mass.
Right. It's kind of a
when
black
he's the
hole.
Void. Right. And
he starts and so he's
and he starts dusting people, and it's like which to me seemed like a very cruel thing to do to anybody in the Marvel universe at this point, is to dust anybody after half the population of the world got dusted.
Talk about trauma. But in between him turning into, like, when he comes the Void, and he just essentially, I think he uses superpowers first to sort of attack them. And that's when the team becomes the team.
That's right.
The Thunderbolts, that's when we see them all run and help people, right?
No, no. So
Alexei stops the car.
Yeah, so he at first he protects them, he protects Valentina.
Right.
And then he beats them up. And then she tells him to go kill him, and he's like, "Nah, I don't want to do that. I don't actually work for you either."
Yeah.
And they escape and go out on the street, and they break up.
Right. That's right.
They break up. And then he becomes the Void, and he starts killing people, innocent people, and when the innocent people start dying is when they individually all start helping people.
Right. That's when they start doing heroic stuff.
They start doing heroic stuff individually. And Yelena decides to go into the darkness that the Void has created. She's like, he's in there somewhere. She's going to go get him.
But that's my favorite scene is when they all sort of find their inner hero. Yeah. And they go and they protect like the different, like the little kids and the citizens and all that stuff. And then he starts making shadows out of people.
That's right. And
then she just chooses to go in. She just runs into the light, and poof, she's a shadow.
Into the darkness. She runs into the darkness, and then she's gone. And the others, and so she goes in, and now she's in this weird psychic space inside basically his mind, and it's a dangerous, horrible place, and there's her traumas there, and all of his traumas are there, and she ends up breaking out of her trauma and crashing through multiple versions of his trauma until she finally sees him in a mirror in a different room, and finds him in his safe place where he would go when he was a kid and being traumatized by a violent father
sort of
early.
Right, yeah. And then the rest of the team follows her.
That's right. And then the rest of the team, they decide she's gone in after him. They've gone in after her.
Yes. And then
And
all of a
so-
sudden, the 5 of them are together. I think.
Right. And then
It's
they
5
all,
then,
and
right?
so she's trying to get Bob out. They're crashing through horrible places, and then the
then they
others
end up-
crash in with them.
Right. And then they end up in the vault where essentially Bob and the Void have a fight.
Yeah, it was the lab in which he was given the super soldier serum.
That's right.
And
The Void is just talking about he's nothing, and he's nothing without the Void, and he's nothing without the super
Right.
soldier serum.
and they're
It's all these
separate, and
things.
here they're separate. Bob is Bob, and the Void is the Void.
Right.
And
So Bob starts beating him up.
right, because the Void captures all of the heroes, and he's using it to basically torture Bob.
Right.
And Bob
Snaps.
and goes after
Yep.
him, and starts to win.
Yep.
And
Yelena
with
is
the
like,
help,
this is what he wants.
right. Yeah, with the help of the others, she gets freed by some of the others, and she goes to Bob and tries to pull him off of the Void to keep him from killing the Void, and then the others get free, and they come and they
Group
help.
hug.
And
Group
hug, pull them
Group
apart.
hug. Like
And-
a weird group hug movie.
Right, and they win the movie by group hug. And how great is
How
that?
cool is that? They
Superhero
win-
movie ends with group hug.
And it is a psychological thriller to some extent at the end of it all, right?
Yeah, very much.
Because it's all about psychology and depression
right.
and being alone and thinking you're alone, and you
Right.
just shove it down. No, you don't. You don't shove it down. You talk about it with your friends, even if your friends are a pile of weirdos.
That's right.
And whose friends aren't a pile of weirdos, right?
Right. And we're all a pile of weirdos.
Right. And then post credits. There's a mid credit scene and a post credit scene.
Well, I mean, there's a little bit more before we even get to that. There's the denouement itself.
Oh, when Bob wakes up,
Yeah,
and he doesn't
when
remember anything.
He wakes up. He doesn't remember anything. Wait a minute. Valentina sort of orchestrates a press conference in which she introduces them, now the heroes of the story, as her new Avengers.
Yeah,
and Yelena,
that's right.
Yelena takes the moment to tell Valentina that she owns her.
Right now, now we own you.
Right.
So,
The tables are
there
now
you go.
turned, and they all become the new Avengers,
The new Avengers,
including Bob,
and then there's including Bob,
who doesn't remember any of this.
who doesn't remember anything except that he met them at the vault.
Right.
And but Alexei, there's a Wheaties joke.
Right? Oh yeah. There's
mid scene.
He's still seeking. So there's a moment in the middle of the film where Yelena asks him what the best thing about being a superhero in Russia was, and he's like, "Oh, the accolades, the glory of and the fame."
Yeah. Right.
And so he's still looking for people to recognize him in the grocery stores, and he's
right. Even though he's shaved off his beard, and now he's just got a mustache.
He doesn't even look like the same guy, and
right.
And he's asking people, and everybody thinks he's just a weirdo, which he is.
He is a weirdo. And then there's
And then the post
is a Fantastic Four teaser.
Right. Well, they're in their new Avengers headquarters, and
which is the old Avengers Tower.
Which is the old Avengers Tower. Right. Which is Valentina
hilarious.
had set that up for her new Avengers, and for Sentry,
Right.
it was going to be Sentry Tower.
Mm-hmm.
And that was true in the books too. It was the Stark Tower became Sentry Tower.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Sentry was part of the new Avengers, and so had set up, and so that was a little nod to the books during the Bendis era of the new Avengers, and then and so they're there, and they get an alert that some ship has just come out of the multiverse, and it's the Fantastic Four spaceship.
And I don't think we have time to do Superman. We got to go right to Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah, we don't want to do Superman.
No,
All right.
let's do.
So we like
Because-
Superman. How about that?
How about that? A different time.
Shortest
do Superman.
review ever.
Right. Thumbs up. So, Fantastic Four just came out.
Just.
So this is super
literally.
spoilery.
Yeah, so this is very spoilery. You probably haven't had a chance to see it unless you're like us. And
went and saw it immediately. We almost saw it in London.
we almost
It
did.
came out a day before.
Right.
And
I mean,
there was
literally, we
there
were
was
so close,
youth.
but we were just a little tired
We
after
were
having
walking-
seen My Neighbor Totoro on stage, which
Right,
was awesome.
A theatrical production of My Neighbor Totoro.
Highly recommended.
Behind us, I heard three young men discussing the Fantastic Four movie, where one of them said that the Invisible Woman had the best powers and she was a badass.
That's right.
And I turned around
underrated.
and I said, underrated. And I said, yes, she is. And did you get to see the movie? And they said, yeah. And all three of them really liked it.
Mhm.
And shocking, no one, we really liked it.
Shocking, absolutely no one.
This is so it opens up telling you that we're not in the same universe
That's right.
as the Thunderbolts. We're in
Different
886 or 868.
I don't remember the number, but yeah, some 800
Yeah.
number universe.
Right, because what is the universe that we're in? What number is that?
616.
Is it?
Well, no, the MCU is 616.
Okay, there we go. I did not know. So
is that right? Or is the comic
Is
book
it
616?
666?
No, it's not 666. No, they're not.
That would have been.
Come on.
They would have done that. Okay.
They would not have done that.
Okay.
It might be that the comic book universe is 616 and the MCU universe is a different designation, but I can't remember.
Okay. Well, so Pedro Pascal
Now. Mhm.
is playing Reed Richards.
Right.
Vanessa Kirby, Sue Storm.
Yep.
Let me find the other actors. Who's playing Ben? I can't remember. who played Ben and Johnny.
Somebody Quinn played Human Torch.
Right. And then Ben, whatever. They're
Ben
they're
Grimm.
great. They're gonna be famous. It's all gonna work out for them.
Yes, they're all great. I will say, and this was sort of distracting me throughout the whole movie.
Okay.
The actor who played Human Torch,
Who looked like the Quinn guy.
yeah, he looks like a young
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey
you said?
Jr. Yeah, I mean
I
he's
have that
blonde,
face
so he's
thing.
not. You have the
Yeah.
face thing, so of course you didn't notice. But it was kind of distracting that he looks so much like Robert Downey Jr. from the era of Soap Dish.
Okay. Well, and the only thing that was distracting to me was because it was all done in this kind of 50s, this idealized 50s
Oh, it's so good.
thing. The set designs were gorgeous.
Set design's amazing. The whole production design is just incredible.
Right. And it might have been the effect of the 3D, but it was just, it felt like it was just too much detail in people's faces. Like it felt like it was a little uncanny. It was just a little vibey for me there. I was like, all right, I get it.
All right.
Anyway,
Interesting.
so we
Okay.
open up. We find out that Sue Storm, preggers.
Right. But they're heroes. What we find out is that they're heroes. They've been heroes for some years.
4 years.
They've solved all kinds of problems for the world, like
Including
a lot
Mole
of
Man.
all of the questions that come up in the comic book universe, like they've had flying cars since the 60s. Why don't we have flying cars? Where is
Right.
that technology that Reed Richards has got kicking
Yeah.
around? Well, he's given it to everybody in their
That's it.
universe. Everybody's
Yeah.
got flying. Everybody's got flying cars. They've got amazing technology.
Right.
Uh,
Mhm. Actually, I didn't see any other flying cars besides him.
You're right. I didn't actually either.
So maybe he hasn't given
maybe
away
not.
flying cars.
Maybe he hasn't given them, but right. But it's also, I guess, the 60s. They
Right.
haven't been around for that long.
Right. It's it has a real early 60s, late 50s vibe.
Everything's got a
And-
wonderful mid-century design aesthetic.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It really is. And then they go on this sort of a very Ed Sullivan kind of show.
Yep.
And they give a recap so that we have a recap. We know what's happening. And we get introduced to the heroes. We get introduced to their origin story. We
just
get introduced
realized
to Mole Man.
It was the
Yep.
Ted Gilbert show. I'm
Mhm.
like, what's the connection between Gilbert and Sullivan? Oh, Gilbert and Sullivan.
What's Sullivan?
Well, Gilbert and Sullivan were those.
No, I know who Gilbert and Sullivan. They were musical people.
Right. Well, isn't it Ed? What was the show?
Ed Sullivan.
Ed Sullivan.
I said Ed Sullivan, and you're like Ted Gilbert.
Ted Gilbert is the name of the show in the Fantastic Four.
What is the connection between Gilbert and I'm just realizing what you said. I win in the late.
I just realized it myself. I was like, just in thinking the thought, I realized it.
Right, and then but you jumped ahead. So, but now I'm caught up, and that is hilarious that it was called the Ted Gilbert Show instead of the Ed Sullivan Show.
Right.
Good for you, nerds. Okay, so we get all. So, and then Mole Man, and then we learn that Sue brokered a deal with Mole Man, and that she's a big leader, has created a UN. She's like a world leader, and all of these things. So,
she's amazing, and now she's pregnant. And they've been trying to be pregnant for 2 years, and now it's finally taken.
Right, and they have a little robot guy named Herbie,
right,
and
who runs off tape because it's the 60s.
Right, beautiful VHS tape from the look of it.
And they record computer things onto actual discs.
Right, onto vinyl, essentially.
Look like vinyl, but they're made out of metal, but they're the same idea.
And then and Reed Richards is working on teleportation.
And he's working on teleportation.
And Ben is a hit with the school kids. He might have a love interest. It's not going to be the love interest from the comics, though, because that woman was an artist who was blind, right?
That's right. And she in the comics she shows up later. But what I liked about it was Natasha Lyonne, the actress who plays this woman, and I wouldn't even call it a love interest so much as it's because it's just barely an interest at this point. And they're like not
right.
They've just sort of seen each other and said their first few lines to each other. She's a school teacher at this school, which I think was it's a nod to Ben Grimm in the comics. Is one of the first and only Jewish heroes in the Marvel universe. There's not very many.
Oh, okay.
But I think he was the first.
Okay.
And so I think the school that she worked at, I think, was a Jewish school.
Oh, okay, like an Orthodox.
Yeah, not Orthodox, but
somehow
a Jewish school. And so when he goes back there later, remember she asks if he's here for like a service and he says no, I'm just here to see you.
Oh, okay, all right. That's cool.
Yeah. So I think it's just a little, just a hint of a nod at his Jewishness.
Okay, because there's so many. I mean, when you look at the history of comic books itself, created
almost
so
entirely
many
by
Jewish
Jews. Right.
Entirely by Jewish writers.
Right.
Yeah.
Almost entirely.
Yeah. Amazing. Like if you ever read a book that Andy gave me and didn't tell me he didn't read, Cavalier and Clay.
Oh, right.
And then I slogged through it because it had won the Pulitzer, and it's amazing. It's a great book.
And I still haven't read it.
And then I was like, "What did you think about it?" And you were like, "Oh, I've actually never read it." And I was like, "You have 3 copies of it."
You had one.
You had 3. I've given away 2. Yes.
Really?
Yes. You had a hardcover and 2 soft covers. Thank you very much.
I don't know.
I read one of the soft covers.
They must have all been given to me at various times by various people. Yes,
I think that people really want you to read Cavalier and Clay, but it's sort of a Superman story, and but it is very, very good. Anyway, so so Ben's great. He's great with the kids. He's great with the people. He's
great
super likable. He's good with the robot.
He's even He's even sensitive to the robot's feelings.
Yes, which is so interesting because the first Fantastic Four I ever read, it was mostly about how sad he was about his looks.
Right.
And how nobody would like him because he was a rock.
He does that sometimes. He gets a little maudlin.
Right. And then Johnny called him the Thing and it stuck. That was how that wasn't in there at all. And I appreciated that. That was like, there was no body shaming. There was no crazy. Nope. Weird.
They do talk through they sort of give a vocal recap on the Ted Gilbert character sort of tells everybody, like, you all know all this, but here, I'm going to tell it to you anyway. And
Right. So
tells everybody how
now
they...
we know.
So now we know, and we don't have to worry about it anymore. And get it done in the
Right,
first
and
5
it's
minutes of
great.
the movie.
So the Silver Surfer shows up, right?
Right.
It's almost immediate. Like we're 10, 15 minutes into the movie,
Yeah.
Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer.
And the Silver Surfer is a woman in this universe.
That's right.
Did that name mean anything to you?
Yes. So the Silver Surfer in our universe is her husband or boyfriend or something in the comics. In the comics, the male Silver Surfer at one point goes back to his home planet, which he saved in the same way that she saved her home planet by choosing to become the Silver Surfer.
Right.
In exchange for Galactus sparing her planet. He had made the same deal. Right. And in the comics, I think there's a run of Silver Surfer in which he goes back to his home planet. He's abandoned Galactus, and Galactus comes for his planet, and she takes on the mantle of the Silver Surfer for him.
Shalabel. I found it. Shalabal.
Yeah.
That's it. And so that is a character also from
comics.
From the comics. That's great. Okay, so she comes, she lets them know that they've been chosen.
Yep.
And so then the Fantastic Four tell everybody, well, we'll go and try to talk to this Galactus.
Right. We'll go and figure this out. Because we figure out everything. We're going to go figure this out.
Right, that's what we do. And so they go, and here's the huge reveal. So they get to Galactus, and Galactus is like, okay, I'll spare your planet if I could have your unborn child.
Right. Because she's like...
So
She's like
about to give birth.
8 months pregnant at this point.
Yeah, she's easily 8 months pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like...
I'm going off into space, you know.
Right, well, like you do. You can't go horseback riding, but you can go to space if you need to. And so she goes into space. The creepy thing for me was when she let Reed Richards, when she made transparent her womb.
Right.
So we could see the baby.
She made her belly skin transparent so that we could all see the baby.
And right, so we could see the baby. And this is how we know that she was in her 8th month. This is not a fetus any longer.
Right. It is a baby.
It is a baby. This is a pro-choice decision where now this baby's about to be born, so it's a baby. Right. And it is not a fetus. And so, but I remember it pulled me out of the movie briefly and put me into some pro-choice thoughts.
Oh, interesting.
Thoughts and prayers. And I thought that she was amazing in this movie, by the way, the Invisible Woman.
Yeah. I thought they both, I thought they both were. I thought everybody was, honestly.
But I thought that Johnny Storm was.
Yeah.
Like what they did with Ben was amazing because they made him sensitive and great.
Yep.
What they did with Johnny Storm is they made him proactive and not a dummy.
Right.
They made him smart.
He's not a dummy. I mean, he was picked to go on the initial thing because he was also smart.
Right, because he was also a genius, right? He was also another space
But he also
genius.
really wants to go back into space.
Right, huge guy for space.
He's huge, wants to go out back into space.
What he does, he gets the Shalabel language down.
Right. He figures out they had intercepted. They had picked up some old transmissions from the different planets. They figured out that Galactus, based on like tracking her Silver Surfer's energy patterns, they can see these other planets that they had been at.
He had consumed. Yeah.
And that they had all disappeared. So, so they believe now. They're like, well, I guess she's telling the truth about what these.
He went back 23 planets to find her planet, which didn't get consumed, but had all of her language, and then he just played that language at her later in the movie.
Right.
Which I thought was
before
amazing.
That, he figured he sort of works out. She said something to him, and he said, "What does that mean?" And she translates it, and so he remembers that.
Yes.
And uses that as his Rosetta Stone for understanding the rest of her language, which is pretty amazing.
Right. So, but let's go back because Galactus wants the baby.
Right. Galactus wants the baby. They're like, no, you can't have the baby. And they run.
You can't have the baby. And they run. on. And so they get back. They immediately tell the Earth's population that they could save the Earth if they give up the baby.
Right.
And the Earth's population is like, give him the baby. What are you, nuts?
Right.
One baby? Come on. And,
it's honestly a great moment in the film, I thought.
An amazing moment.
They come out, they're tired. They've just come back after like a month of being
They have to do
away, and then they have to do a
conference.
press conference. And
Reed Richards tells them.
And Reed Richards he's just tired, and he's like, yeah, here's what happened. And you can see that he's like, oh, this is, I shouldn't have said that.
Right.
But
because then
he's
they
right
turn
in the middle
on
of it. And they turn on him, right.
Right. So, and then when she takes the baby into the crowd and introduces the baby to the crowd and talks about family. It's an amazing scene.
Yep.
And she says, I'm not going to give up my baby for this planet, but I'm not going to give up my family for my baby.
Right.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
I wish I had
like, well, she said,
wasn't the line.
you all are our family. Talking to the public. She's like, you are part of our family, and I'm not going to give up my family for my baby either.
Right.
And they believe her.
Yeah, and they believe her. And they're like, and so then they come up with this plan for teleportation, the egg on a giant scale. Right. They're going to shunt the entire Earth into another universe.
Right.
And then the Silver Surfer.
Yeah, she comes back and she screws up that plan.
She destroys most of the transporters.
All but one.
Except for the one in Times Square, right down the block from the Fantastic Four building.
Tribeca, I think.
Oh, I thought it was Times Square, but that's fine. It was there it was.
Yeah. We'll get corrected.
They did Galactus so well.
They decide they need him to cut. So they're like, oh crap! Well, now we can't teleport the Earth out of the way. So we're just going to teleport Galactus out of the way. We're going to teleport him across the universe.
Use Franklin, the baby,
as bait.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it almost works.
But
and I forget who's playing Galactus. But he only has like 7-10 lines, right?
Yeah, not very
almost
many lines.
Under 5.
Yeah.
And he says
Mole Man almost has more lines as a
right.
There's a great scene. There's a great scene in which they've called him up to help because they realize that
they have to evacuate the surface.
We need to evacuate people out of New York. Where can we put them? And they're like, well, maybe Mole Man will take them in the subterranea. And so they call him up, and he just
he's so
ribs.
Obnoxious.
He's just obnoxious, and he just ribs Mr. Fantastic until Sue Storm sends him away, and he's satisfied. He's like, "What do you need, Sue?"
Yep.
And so they evacuate everybody to Subterranea, and because they realize that Galactus could come in from any direction and just destroy everything in his path.
Yep. And he does. And he just trashes buildings, and he doesn't trash the Statue of Liberty.
He's kaiju size. He's like Godzilla size.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Oh, I remember when I saw that when just his foot was in. I was so glad they showed us his head and him just walking above. Sort of. That's what they didn't do with the terrible Godzilla movie with Matthew Broderick.
Right.
They made him shorter than the buildings.
Right.
And it didn't make sense.
You're like, no, sense. No.
Yeah. He's in there somewhere. How about we know where he is?
Right, because we can see him.
Tall.
Right.
Yeah. So, so Galactus almost walks into the circle.
We've been complaining about that movie for like 30 years now.
Yeah, that movie is so old. And he almost steps into the circle and he goes, oh, smarty be good, you tiny little ants.
There. Yep.
You little cretins. You almost had me.
Almost.
And then he sees where Franklin is. Bzzzt, and then he turns, and then everybody
because he has X-ray vision. He starts looking around with his X-ray vision.
Right. And he can sense the power that's in Franklin.
Right.
And that's all he wants to do. He just wants Brady wants to give the power cosmic to Franklin so that he's not hungry anymore and he can die.
He wants to retire. He's been Galactus for a long time, and being Galactus just means you're hungry all the time, which is exhausting, and he wants to give that up and he's
Right.
finally found somebody he can give that up to, and he really wants to give it up to Franklin, and
they're like, no, you
No.
cannot make our child a baby eater, our baby a planet eater.
no.
So he tries to that scene where he's stretching
Oh,
Reed Richards.
Yeah.
Oh, that was creepy.
It was super creepy.
It was real good. It was really well done.
So
FX.
Galactus just stomps on him. Just not literally, but figuratively.
he just
knocks Ben Grimm miles away.
right. And Johnny gets him.
Right.
And all the entire show. It's clobbering time. It's clobbering time. It's clobbering time. What time is it? What time is it? Dinner time? It's
that's
dinner
right.
time.
He knocks him into space. He knocks Ben Grimm all the way out into space.
Right. That's right. Johnny has to go get him in space.
Right.
And then he brings him down, and then he drops him onto Galactus, which makes him release
Reed Richards,
Stretch Man. Yeah.
Right. He's already caused Sue Storm to wreck her car into a building and knock herself out.
Briefly.
And so they all have to wake up and get their shit together.
And all it is between Franklin and Galactus is Herbie. Herbie the robot.
Herbie the robot.
And he's like, yipes.
Saves the day. End of movie. No, I'm kidding.
Right. But then, like, Sue uses her force field to just push, and pushes him back into the square.
Yeah. She goes all mama bear on him. And uses her force powers and just pushes him. He's finally grabs hold of a building to stop himself getting pushed backwards, and Ben Grimm has to knock the building down underneath him to prevent him having.
Runs and knocks all the pillars.
Yeah, to so that he doesn't have that leverage to hold himself onto it. And then he falls into the teleporter.
Falls into the teleporter, and then we're like,
But the teleporter, we know the teleporter is going to be open for 37 seconds. And so he starts to crawl his way back in.
He's got 11 seconds.
And then, and she has to
Johnny Storm says, tell my nephew I loved him.
That's right.
And then he gets knocked out of the way.
By the Silver Surfer.
That's it.
Who then flies in and knocks Galactus back into the teleport portal.
Into the hole.
Just
and follows them in.
And it closes behind them.
Right.
So he's on the other side of the universe somewhere, and away from his big spaceship that's hanging out in orbit. And he won't be back anytime soon, is the theory.
And yet I assume he's been pushed into the Thunderbolts universe.
Well, supposedly he's not.
They can't use Kang.
He's not. Well, they're going to use Dr. Doom.
Oh, for the new Avengers?
Well, that's going to be the big bad instead of Kang. It's not going to be Galactus. Yeah, Galactus, I think, is out of the picture.
Okay.
And the portal wasn't to move him into a different universe. It was just to move him across the universe.
Oh.
Where he wouldn't have he wouldn't have a spaceship and wouldn't be able to move around.
Fantastic Four 2, Speed 2.
Galactus is coming. So I will say this.
It's like Galactus. Oh my God, he's running at me with a knife.
We're going to assume that Universe 8, whatever, that all the planets are much closer together than they are in our universe.
In real life?
Yeah, because they're playing some pretty funky stuff with space time.
Right. All of your science friends who know things
about science are going to be driven slightly mad by the fact that they specify they found a neutron star. They've slungshot it themselves around a neutron star because their faster than light drive has been disintegrated, and they're heading back to Earth. And it takes them about a month to get back to Earth at 0.82%, or at 82% of light speed, which means that this neutron star would have to be about
Why do you know this?
40 light days away, which is crazy.
Okay.
Which is not, as opposed to light years. So they're off by several orders of magnitude, maybe 3 orders of magnitude, off on how far their planets are away from each other in order to make the time work. And there's also some. I mean, now this is the moment where I start complaining about a few things. I really like the.
We're at an hour.
We're at an hour.
We should end it, and then I can say the only thing that drove me slightly mad.
Okay, go for it.
We should say because Sue's dead, invisible woman,
right?
She's lying there, dead.
Yep.
And they're like, "Oh,
yeah, she's
dead.
burned herself out. She pushed and pushed, went Mama Bear and exhausted herself to death.
Got her. That's it. And so, Reed gives her CPR. Nothing. The scene goes on for too long. You have Super Baby. Super Baby's right there. Put Super Baby on Mama Bear.
They don't know what Super Baby can do. They don't think that Super Baby is going to be able to bring Mama back.
Yeah, but
we
Super
do,
Baby,
though.
We do. We know the whole time. And we know that Super Baby, and they know that Super Baby is Super Baby because Galactus said so. So,
right.
And by the way, just say goodbye so he goes, "Oh, just say goodbye to your mom." Puts her, and then we don't even get a glow. We don't get it's just beat another 10 seconds. And finally she's like, "Oh, I'm awake." And, she comes back to life.
I think there was a little bit of a glow in her eyes when she woke up because she was lying there.
Okay.
There was a little bit of a glow in her eyes when she was filled with the power cosmic.
And it was a cosmic-y kind of glow.
It was a cosmic-y kind of glow.
Okay. All right.
So she does get, but it did last a bit. But yeah, I think
long. Several beats too long.
Right.
Anyway,
time is weird in that universe. That's all I'm saying.
They go back on the Ted Gilbert show, except for that they don't. They're taken away.
Right. And some emergency has come up, and they've got to race to it. So they race out to the car, and then
they can't put they spend valuable time putting the toddler seat,
the child seat, trying to get the child seat strapped into the back of the car.
Yes,
which is very funny. I'm sure less funny to people who actually have children.
And then, or funnier.
Or maybe funnier.
Right. Mid-credit scene, Dr. Doom. Post-credit scene, the cartoon.
Cartoon Fantastic Four. We've been talking about it throughout the whole movie. That's where the clobbering time thing came from. He's like, I don't really say that in real life. He says it.
That's from
he says it only in the cartoon. But Johnny Storm gets him to say it.
That's it. Now your complaints, because we are at 1:06.
Hour 5. Shalabal, the Silver Surfer, clearly can move much faster than, because she gets to Earth well before Galactus does, right?
Oh, right.
She then goes back to Galactus and then comes back to Earth.
Right. She has She's hugely fast.
Right. She's enormously fast, and yet they somehow managed to tell us that her and her slight amount of her at her speed and her mass, that she's going to get sucked into the black hole more than they are in their ship. Was like, no, that's not the way that works for me. And
nerd alert, we love the movie.
And then she shows up again. They have months to prepare for Galactus's arrival. They build this enormous infrastructure around the planet to try to teleport the planet away. And then right as it's done, she shows up and wrecks it all.
Right.
Like, she could have done that anytime.
Only when it was funny. Yes. Roger Rabbit, everybody. It's such a great movie, though.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Can't wait to see it again.
And can't wait to see it not in 3D. Not necessary 3D. It was fine. But
it was fun.
Unnecessary. Yeah. So, Rangers, this has been a slightly long spoiler episode of
2 movies.
the Dork Force, 2 movies, not 3. And maybe we'll revisit Superman a different time. But Andy Ashcraft going to Gen Con. So if you're there, say hi. The Hero Instant is what he's running. And and he's moving his hands. So if you're on YouTube and watching this at the Dork Forest, you get to watch the video on the dorkforest.com or my YouTube page. And thanks so much for, there's not going to be a bonus because he's been here the whole hour. And you know the rules out there. Take care of each other.
My hat, my hat, my hat. They're dancing around my hat, my hat, my hat, my hat. Well, what do you think of that? If it looks like a Mexican hat dance and it sounds like a Mexican hat dance, it's most likely a Mexican hat dance. So take off your hat and let's dance.
Yay! Oh my God. Why don't we just call that as the end of the show?